Listen guys, I'm being interrupted by kids, my tripod is being pushed around by cats, and the baby is growling, so bear with me.
Laugh out loud, love a lot, and shop for what makes you happy.
Hey guys, Mandy here with Laugh Love Shop. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. This is a lifestyle channel, so on top of fashion videos like this, I also do... that's the baby. Beauty videos, hauls, DIYs, home decor, all kinds of things. So I hope you'll click subscribe and stick around for a while. If you feel so inclined, you can hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the fun. And as always, feel free to watch the videos that interest you and skip the ones that don't. And today we're going to be talking about the best hats for your face shape, because I know a lot of women feel like they can't wear hats, so let's talk about that. And for these examples, we're going to talk about the celebrities that I used. We're going to talk about the celebrities that I used in the Find Your Face Shape video, which I will link down below. The first three face shapes that we're going to talk about today are face shapes that can wear pretty much any kind of hat. And we're going to start with the oval face shape. For this example, we're using Megan Fox again. And here we see her in a baseball cap, a floppy hat, a fedora, and an upturned hat. And because your face is oval, it has very nice symmetry and you can pretty much wear whatever you want. Next, we're going to talk about the triangle face shape, and this face shape, you'll remember, has a narrow forehead but a very square jaw and cheekbones that are somewhere in the middle. We're going to use Ali Larder again as our example. Just make sure that the width of the hat is no narrower than your cheekbones, because if it's narrower than your cheekbones, it's only going to emphasize your small forehead and large jawline. So for example, we see her here in a floppy hat, which is very classy and flattering on her. We also see her in a trucker hat. I just had to stick the eagles in there. And a trucker hat is similar to a baseball hat, but it has a wider crown, and that's going to help balance out the jawline. And for our last example, I threw in this cloche hat because it's got a lot of roundness and curves, which is going to be very flattering on someone with a square jawline, whether it's a triangle face shape or a square face shape. Up next, we have our diamond face shape, and again, we're using Halle Berry for this example. Lots of different hats are going to look great on you. For example, you could go with a baseball cap for very casual days. You could also go with a newsboy hat, which is sort of puffed on top, which Halle Berry seems to like a lot. You could also go for a flat cap, which, as the name implies, is flat on top. It's very similar in its effect as a baseball cap. Two more options. One would be the classic fedora, which a lot of people enjoy wearing. And the last option, not a lot of people wear, but I find them very cool, and that is a turban-shaped hat. Up next, we're going to talk about the oblong face shape, which if you saw my face shape video, you know that that is my face shape. But for this example, we're going to use the lovely Liv Tyler, and I find that a floppy hat is super flattering on those of us with long face shapes. Another hat would be the fedora, but a wide brimmed fedora is going to be more flattering because our faces are long, so the wide brim helps balance that out. We also have to be super careful that the crown isn't too high on the hats, meaning adding length to our faces, because we already got that. And then the last hat for an oblong face shape is what I'm wearing today, and that is a beret. And the key here is to wear it kind of low on the forehead. Believe it or not, this is low on my forehead. I just have a lot of forehead, so that we're kind of shaving off some of the length of our face. Also, the width from the beret and the roundness from the beret helps balance out the length. Now we're going to talk about the round face shape, and again, we're going to use Selena Gomez as our example. And Selena doesn't always wear the most flattering hat for her face, but there are several that she did pick out that really work for her. The first is this beanie, and you'll notice that she's wearing it further back on her head, which is really good. It doesn't cut you off anymore and make your face look even shorter. Plus, the extra fabric in the back adds length to her face. The second hat for a round face shape would be a fedora, but be very careful with these fedoras and make sure that the sides are either folded up really well or that they have a very, very narrow brim, because you're trying not to add width to your face. And also make sure that the crown is very prominent in your fedora. And lastly, I thought this one was so cute. Here we see her wearing a cowboy hat. Cowboy hats are known to have very prominent crowns, which is really good for a round face shape. But again, just make sure that the sides are narrow. And here we see that the sides of her cowboy hat are rolled up so as not to add any width. Moving right along, let's talk about the heart face shape. Here we're using Scarlett Johansson as our model. A baseball cap is going to be very flattering. Not a trucker hat because we're not looking to add more width to your heart-shaped face. A beanie sat far back on the head is also very flattering. And the third hat option would be a fedora. Are you sensing a theme here? Fedoras are pretty good. Just make sure that you find the one that's shaped right for your face shape. In the case of a heart face shape, you might want to try tilting your fedora. It's a little bit sassy and very flattering for your face. And the last face shape that we're going to talk about is the square face shape. Now for my example in my last video, I used Lucy Liu and she definitely has a square face shape, but she doesn't wear a lot of hats. So for these examples, I'm actually going to use Angelina Jolie because she does wear a lot of hats. So the key for your square face shape is to wear hats that have rounded edges. A beret like this will be very flattering on you. You could also wear a floppy hat. And I know this next example is from a period movie that Angelina Jolie was in, but the hat is very flattering on her. And again, that's a cloche, and that is because it softens the edges of her jaw. And finally, one more example that I just had to throw in is this fur hat. It's a Russian hat and I think it's called a kubanka. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but I think it's so cool and I really want one now. If you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you would like to see more fashion videos, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. New videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. In the meantime, check these out and follow me across social media.